53 countries have agreed to never inhabit Antarctica. Never. It says the treaty sets aside Antarctica as a scientific preserve. What is in Antarctica that needs to be a preserve? Like, what are you preserving? The ice? We gotta keep this ice here just in case, we ever have global warming. We're gonna save this one place. We're gonna go get our ice from this place. If you go to Antarctica, it's like you flew over the Pentagon. I'm serious. If there's a place, if you just fly to Antarctica, you just don't let anybody know, you're just like, I'm gonna fly to Antarctica, they'll shoot you down. Or they'll race you down if you don't stop. Because you're gonna figure out that there's an end of the Earth. You'll figure that out. They don't want us to know that. It says bans military activity. Then it says the treaty was the first arms control agreement established during the Cold War. What else happened during the Cold War? Was when they were blowing up the fishbowl. Remember? Operation Fishbowl. It was all happening at the same time. They're coming together. In 1957, and it says the 12 countries that had significant interest in Antarctica were Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, the Soviet Union, United Kingdom, and the United States. Those countries knew that Antarctica was an ice wall. They established this treaty to not let the information get out. And you can actually do research on other people who have traveled by sea. Like, I'm talking before this military ban, where they just say, I traveled around the Earth and I could not get past the ice wall. There's papers of people that were actually, trying to find other land, trying to go out and explore in the 1800s and the 1600s, and they literally said that they just came to an ice wall where they literally just had to travel around the whole Earth in an ice wall. And you can read their first-hand accounts of all this happening. And there's people who have tried to fly to Antarctica, and they were taken down by the military. Why don't you fall off the edge? It's because of these giant ice walls that God has established. That gravity should be so intense to hold the water in that it should be able to hold you to the ground. It should be able to hold birds to the ground. Helium should not be able to rise in a helium balloon. And the only reason that helium can rise in a helium balloon is because helium is less dense than air. So if you fill up a balloon which has weight and is more dense than air, it'll fall, and it has nothing in it, it'll fall to the ground. But you put enough helium in it, it spans out that balloon, makes the density of that balloon less and less as you fill it, and then at a certain point, it will start floating. But if you let out enough helium from that balloon, and the weight of the balloon matches with the helium in there, and that density matches, you'll have a balloon at equilibrium. You ever seen a balloon that is just sitting right there? That's just sitting in space? The reason for that is because of density, not gravity. So the density of inside the balloon, the density of helium is a lot less than air. It counteracted with the weight of that balloon that it matched the air perfectly. That's why it's equilibrium. That's why that balloon is not going up or down, because the density of the balloon plus the helium matched the density of the air. So it's not going up or down. It's just staying perfectly at equilibrium. That doesn't work on gravity. It should be pulling it down no matter what. It doesn't matter how much it weighs. This is at sea level, and there's a reason it's called sea level, because it's level. The sea is not curving. It's level completely throughout the world. So this is at sea level. You see that the horizon is flat. And then you go up a little more. This is at ground level. The horizon, you see the horizon is flat. And then you go over here. This is a different part on the ground also, a different part of the world. You see how it's flat? And then the top picture is above the clouds, but you see how the horizon is also flat. Why is it flat? As no matter where you go, no matter how high you go up on the Earth, it's because the Earth is a flat surface. So the horizon will rise with you, and it will remain flat. And the reason that the horizon will raise with you is because the way that you're looking, you're continually just looking farther and farther distances away, but it's always flat because it's a flat surface. If the Earth was curved, the higher you got, the more curvature you would see. Yeah. Because you're getting more and more farther away from a flat surface. So when you're just looking in front of you, everything looks flat. And you shouldn't see that much curvature if you want a curved Earth, yes. But as you get higher, or as you look farther, and as you look broader, like if you ever look at the sea, you should see curvature. You should begin to see that. And especially when you get into higher buildings, like you don't have to go flying to see this. Just go up to a 100-story building. Go up to an 80-story building, a 40-story building, and look out at the horizon. It's going to remain flat to you. It would curve. The higher you got, it would be even more curved. It would curve even exponentially the higher you got, because you could see farther distances. And the farther distance you can see, the more the Earth curves. 8 inches per mile square, remind you. So the farther you can see, the more it should curve. But as you can see by these pictures, and as you should do next time you're in a tall building, just look outside. The horizon will always remain flat no matter what level you're at, because the Earth is flat. The Earth has a purpose. It was made to be inhabited by us. The sun has a purpose. It is made to give light upon the Earth. The moon has a purpose. It is made to give light upon the Earth when the sun is not, where it's not with the sun, because mind you, they're spinning in the same direction around the Earth. So everything God created has a purpose. Why would he create a vast expanse of billions of galaxies, billions of other planets, billions of other stars, if they have no purpose? They have no purpose if you believe that there's billions of other galaxies, billions of other stars, billions of other planets. Those things were created by science to deceive you, to make it seem like there could be other life out there. The Earth, the flat Earth system, everything in our system has a purpose. The sea has purpose, the land has purpose, the firmament itself has purpose, the sun and the moon and the stars within it have purpose.